All right, Saturday night, Paddy the Baddy is making his UFC pay-per-view debut in what is probably his toughest fight yet. But not if you speak to Paddy Pimblett. He said he's going to blow right through him. Listen, this is a step up in my opinion. His first three opponents, they were entry-level UFC opponents. No offense to them, very tough guys, tough fighters, great martial artists, but entry-level. Jared Gordon is a guy that's been around for a while. Jared Gordon is a guy that has experience. He's been through life adversity. He's battled addiction. He's got many, many demons. The life experience that Jared Gordon has is something to behold. Also, another thing that he has is a brown belt in jiu-jitsu under John Danaher. If you don't know who John Danaher is, he's one of the greatest jiu-jitsu minds on planet Earth, but also maybe a bit of a weirdo. Okay, and I only say he might not be. He's very intelligent. I've heard him on the Joe Rogan podcast. But when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, he wears a rash guard. And I've seen him in other interviews wearing rash guards in everyday life.
That's fucking weird, huh?
That's the only reason I say he might be a bit of a weirdo. But I will say this, he doesn't give belts out for fun. So if Jared Gordon is a brown belt, that could pose problems for Paddy Pimblett. Well, yesterday I did an interview with Paddy, and no, I didn't have to pay anything. I did an interview with him for BT Sport, and I brought this up. And he said, lad.
Doesn't mean jack to me, lad. I've rolled with Jared Gordon, you know.
Yeah. Oh, have you really?
In the Blue Basement in 2018.
Where's the Blue Basement?
John Danaher, Henzo's.
I don't know.
Henzo's rolled them and submitted them twice in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Guillotine and a triangle.
Oh, really?
I don't think he can remember that.
Yeah.
And I was a big fat bastard then.
Probably doesn't know it was you. I was like, wow, if that's true, then my prediction of it going to a decision could be very, very wrong. When you hear him say he's going to finish it in the first round, what do you say to that?
I say, how many people have told me that they're going to finish in the first round and they're going to smash them?
Sure.
You know, how many times, everyone says that, I'm going to knock you out. Of course. On stage at the wing, I'm going to knock you out tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
That's what we all say. And hope for it. Yeah. So go fuck yourself.
Fair enough. All right, buddy. Looking forward to it.
No problem. Me too.
So I wanted to know, so I did some homework. So I text Paul Felder, because Paul Felder is a very good friend of Jared Gordon, and I told him what Paddy said. I said, he went through me, he tapped him out easy. I said, would you mind asking Jared what he thinks? And he said, and I quote, Paul Felder said, I just talked to him. He said, Jared said that he saw Paddy there, but they never rolled. Jared went on to say that Paddy was just sitting on the mat and never looked at him. So, according to Jared Gordon, they never rolled, they never spoke. According to Paddy Pimblett, he rolled with him and tapped him out several times in 5 minutes. Who do we believe?
With all the talk that you're going to bring that up, all of a sudden we rolled twice?
No, we did. We rolled once.
Twice?
No, we rolled once.
We rolled once and you saw me twice?
Yeah.
These are bold-faced lies. And we could see it on your face. And I can
seen it on my face.
I can admit to
I haven't got a liar ban on. No, what I mean?
can admit
we rolled,
to,
we rolled years
things.
ago. I was a fat bastard at the time.
Because one of them, it appears, is lying. And I don't know who, because they're both giving me different sides of the coin. All right, this weekend at UFC 282, we have Magomed Ankalaev taking on former champ Jan Blachowicz to find out who will be the new light heavyweight champion of the world. But what's even better is that I have an incredible deal for you. I have teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC, to share an amazing deal with you guys. All new customers, all you have to do is sign up using the promo code Bisping. Bet $5 on either fighter to win before the fight starts, and you will then get an additional $150 in free bets if your bet wins. So obviously a sensational deal. The fight card's incredible. We've got Paddy the Baddy and his co-main event. There's lots of bets to make. So as I said before, use the code Bisping. You will get an additional $150 in free bets if your pre-fight wager of $5 or more obviously hits. Want even more action? Well, you can combine multiple bets like which fighter will win, how long the fight will last, and more in one parlay to give you a shot at bigger winnings. And for those of you in a state where mobile sports betting is not yet available, DraftKings Daily Fantasy is giving all MMA fans a chance to cash out this weekend. Best of all, DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, and of course you can deposit and withdraw all your cash whenever you want. So Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers use the promo code Bisping. Bet $5 on any fighter to win at UFC 282 and get $150 in free bets if your bet wins. That is promo code Bisping only at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. So anyway, let's talk about the matchup. So Jared Gordon is a good wrestler. He's got good jiu-jitsu, as I just said. And whilst he's not as fast as Paddy Pimblett, he does have good timing. He does land good shots. Against Grant Dawson, who's a beast of a fighter at lightweight, Grant Dawson gave him a really, really good fight. And I thought Paddy was going to go right through him. But then when I saw that fight with Grant Dawson, I kind of changed my mind. I thought, whoa, we've got to give Jared definitely more respect here. But then I spoke to Paddy yesterday, and he really impressed me with his mindset, you know, and call it manifestation, call it the law of attraction, call it willing it into existence. Whatever you want to call it, Paddy Pimblett has all of that, okay? He is willing this lifestyle that he has, this fame that he has, the money that he's earning into existence because he truly believes it. He's walking that path, just like Conor McGregor did. Conor McGregor came to the UFC, talked all kinds of smack, and took over the sport. And he's by far the biggest earner, always will be, in my opinion. And that is the power of the mind, the power of the mindset. And when I spoke to Paddy yesterday, he exuded all of those qualities. And I thought, man, I don't know now. I wasn't sure. I thought Jared would give him a really good fight. After speaking to Paddy, I'm like, he's going to go right through him. But now I don't know, because maybe Paddy was lying. Maybe Jared was lying. Who cares? Who knows? But I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen. I think on the feet, Paddy's faster. Okay, he's faster and he's more dynamic. He'll throw flying knees, unpredictable attacks. He'll throw elbows, maybe a spinning elbow. Let's be honest, they work on spinning elbows. Molly McCann knocked 2 people out. They train in the same gym. Point I'm making is Paddy is unpredictable with his striking, whereas Jared is a little bit more meat and potatoes. You know, he'll throw some kicks. He's a right hand, left hook type of guy. Throws the right hand to the body, comes upstairs to the top. 1, 2, straight shots. Not the fastest, but my God, does he have good timing. And when I said not the fastest, I'm not trying to criticize the man. I'm a huge fan of him as a person and also as a fighter. But, you know, when you watch the two, he's not as fast as Paddy, but he has good timing. And they often say timing beats speed. So I guess we'll see on Saturday night. But Paddy has a different tool set. He has a more diverse skill set in terms of strikes that he will throw. Now, let's talk about the wrestling side of things. Jared's a very, very good wrestler. As you might know, I do a podcast with Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith thinks that Jared Gordon wins this fight quite easily. He said, I think he's going to get the body lock. He's going to push him up against the fence. He's going to drag him down and he's going to control him on the floor. He said, I don't think he gets a submission. I don't think he stops him. I don't think he gets Mount's position and pounds him out, but he thinks that he's going to control him. Okay, and that's his opinion there. My one is a little bit different. I think it's going to go to a decision. I think Jared Gordon is going to push Paddy to the limit. And I say that based on some of the former opponents. Jordan Levitt, Paddy's last opponent, gave Paddy some real problems in the first round. Granted, he used some unorthodox striking techniques. He was jumping in the air, doing crazy kicks and stuff like that. Kind of caught Paddy off guard, but then Paddy eventually got hold of him, and I think it was a second round submission, right? If Jordan Levitt can do that, if Jordan Levitt can get into the second round, I'm pretty sure that Jared Gordon can get him to the second round as well. So I think that's that first round prediction, the first round knockout that Paddy's been saying, out the window. But I think as the fight progresses, Paddy is going to start taking over. I think he's going to come in better shape. I think he's going to have better cardio. And I think he's got great training partners, and the mind believes everything. He also believes that when he walks out in there to the arena, that it's going to be his show. He said that never mind Jared Gordon being from America, and a lot of the time they chant USA, USA, because they support their own. He said, when I walk in there, I am taking over that arena. They will all support me, and it will be like a hometown fight for me. What do you guys think of that? Because that's quite a bold statement, but Paddy is very popular, you know? And Jared isn't one of the biggest stars in the promotion, so who knows? Maybe it is a popularity contest, and maybe Paddy does have the hometown advantage, if you will, in America. Much like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor's an Irishman. I know a lot of people in America have Irish heritage, so they supported Conor, but Conor was also a great star. He was super exciting, very charismatic, great on the microphone, and of course, his performances inside the octagon were electric. So a lot of people supported him. So anyway, all that aside, what do I think is going to happen? I think Paddy Pimblett wins. I think Paddy wins. I think he has some tough moments. I think it's going to be not a split decision, but I don't think it will be a unanimous decision. I think it will be a decision victory for Paddy Pimblett. I think he's going to learn from this fight. I think it might, it might teach him some lessons. It might teach him not to underestimate his opponents, but I still think he wins, And this is not an insult to Paddy Pimblett. If anything, this is bigging Paddy up. If anything, this is making people more interested in Paddy's fight. Because an insulting thing would be for me to sit here and say, oh, this is a gimme. This is nonsense. Paddy's going to smoke this guy. Paddy's going to walk right through him. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Jared gives him a tough fight. And by saying that, that makes it even better for Paddy when Paddy wins. People don't always understand that. I think Jared's a tough guy. I think he's coming to fight. I don't think he's coming to roll over. I don't think he's coming to get bossed around in his home country. I think he's going to show up and he's going to give Paddy Pimblett the fight of his goddamn life. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Who wins this fight? Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? Who's paying for interviews? Because no one pays for goddamn interviews. I certainly don't. Anyway, hope you're well. Subscribe, ring the bell, talk some shit in the comments. Take care.